So for a long time, I've used my platform to share health and wellness tips, using a little bit about my background with the IMBA, PMBA, doing natural bodybuilding around the world and winning 2 world championships. So I've done that for a long time. But since the coronavirus, I've definitely taken a stand on 2 topics that are really not something that people want to talk about. Doing television and doing, interviews and stuff like that, there's 2 topics that we just did not talk, and that was religion and politics, because you never agree with everybody, right? Well, since the coronavirus and since so many things have been uncovered, I've really been able to take a stand with pride and honor, because I know it is the time right now. And so now I want to bring that to the stage right now, politics. And I know if you guys have been following me, I post a lot of things about Trump, but it's not really, oh, she's a Republican. I've always voted for who I felt has been right at the time. I don't consider myself a Republican or a Democrat or a liberal. I don't like to put myself in boxes. I like to say, I follow my heart and whatever that tells me at the time. I voted Democrat for a long time. I voted for Obama twice, and I did believe the promises and everything that he had to say, but actions are a little bit different. What came out of it. And not only that, I really didn't see anything with clarity until the elections 2016. I was all about Hillary because I felt that we needed a strong female to run the country, and I thought it was that time for that change. But I did do my homework, and I did start looking into things, because I just don't want to go with what's the surface. Again, I was learning from, voting for Obama and just seeing how many things had gone wrong. So I realized that that Hillary Clinton was a liar. It came out that she was destroyed many emails to cover her tracks. So we knew for a fact that she was a liar. So a liar, I don't know what's going to come out of their mouth. I don't know what they're going to do. So how can I trust someone like that to run the country? So that was one thing that I was like, I can't. And then the other thing that really got me was she's for pro-abortion all the way to full term, meaning that you could be 9 months fully ready to deliver, and you can still have an abortion. That means they kill the baby inside and then they bring it out, or they bring it out and then kill it. And again, that's with medical reasons, or if just the doctor signs and says it's okay. Right now, it's legal all the way to almost 6 months without a problem. At 6 months, babies do live on their own without the help of anything else. Some of them don't survive and some of them do. But a baby at 5 months, which is more than half of the term, could survive. So that's what Hillary was going for. And so at that time I said, you know what, I can't do that. And so that's why I voted for Trump. And now with the coronavirus, a lot of things have opened up, and we've been able to see the truth about a lot of things. Especially right now, we've had so much time to do our own research. We don't have any, excuses on not to catch up on what you really are interested in. And for me, the future is very important, because I have children and I have grandkids. Today's actually my son's birthday. He turns 24 years old. And I wanted to do this video today because it really, affected me, and it affects everybody what happens and who we choose. So I really urge you to do your homework and follow your heart and go vote. Either way, I say, vote for the least evil, because no one's perfect. And that's what I did when Hillary was running with Trump. I went ahead and voted for Trump because he was pro-life, and he was signing his whole thing and his whole promise, and he has done it, is signed into law to protect child trafficking. So he's all about protecting the children. And the opposite side is about women's rights, and they say women's rights, but they're killing our children. And again, this touches me very deeply because at the age of 24, I gave birth to my second child, which is my son's birthday, 24 years ago. And I was 24 years old. And when I was pregnant, 5 months, they detected that there was some difference in measurements when it came to his hands. So they immediately sent me to a specialist, and I was married, I had a 6-year-old daughter, and I was 24 years old. And so when they tell me you have to go to a specialist, I was very scared. And immediately, again, they said, you know what, there's a little bit of abnormalities in the hands, and so anything can happen, and we can't tell you what the future is going to be for this child, so it's best you have an abortion. And honestly, at the beginning, I was like, there's no way I can have a special needs child, because they were telling me the worst case scenario. They were telling me he wasn't going to be able to walk. They were telling me he was going to be brain dead. Like, they told me everything. And I remember going home, and I remember feeling the baby move for the first time that night. And to me, I took it as a sign, like, Mom, don't kill me. I'm alive. And ultimately it was my choice, because it was my body. Even though I was married, my husband, you know, said, hey, it's up to you what you want to do. I want him, you know, but it's your body. And yes, I made that choice. And 24 years ago, I made that right choice, because my son is perfect in my eyes, and nothing that they had told me came about. And so that hits me very, very dear, because they push abortion so much. And why? Now we see the clarity that in abortions there's money. You know, you got to follow the money. When they carry out abortions, they use those babies for cells that they need for creams, expensive creams that people pay for. They need, they even, if the babies are large enough, they can use the organs. Organs can go up to 200,000, 300,000 per organ. So, I mean, think about why they're doing this and why they're pushing it. And again, follow your heart. Make the decision that's right for you. To me, this was very deep for me. And so that's what made me, you know, go towards voting Republican and staying conservative, because when you really look at it, and now we'll go to religion, you know, what does the Republicans want? We still want the Bible in everything. We want in God we trust, because this land was built in God we trust. George Washington even spoke about it. He wrote about it, that he had an appearance and that it was God. And God told him, you will win the war. But when you win, you will name this country in God we trust. And he told them what to write, right? We all know that story. And if you didn't know, now you know. That's why this country is in God we trust. And we can't go away from that, because once we go away from that, that's when our country's going to be destroyed. And we are the leaders. We are the free thinkers. We're the ones that have the power. And everybody else follows, because they don't have all the rights that we have in the United States. That's why there's so many people around the world really fighting this fight. And it's for the children. It's for humanity. So I beg you to go out there and do your research and vote. Don't tell me that your vote doesn't count, because you want to talk all this mess, but you don't want to go out and vote, then it doesn't count, because all of that is just mitote, like the Mayans, like the Aztecs would say. That's just a bunch of noise that makes no sense. So go out and vote. Bye-bye, guys.